Hello, my name is Executioner Thel, and today we're going to have a look at the new dev diary for League of Legends. The title is already incredibly promising. A PvE game mode is coming back, potentially. So for people who weren't playing League at the time, we had a PvE game mode, which is player versus environment, so you were playing against AI, you were not playing against players. They had it for Star Guardian, where you played as all the Star Guardians, and then they had it for Odyssey, where you're able to pick the various Odyssey skin release champions and then augment them, so you could augment their abilities, and it was kind of like a raid, like a dungeon, or like, yeah, you basically got to the end and fought a boss. So they teased with us on Twitter saying that Star Guardian is coming back, so potentially that is a return of that PvE mode. And my initial thoughts on Arena is really fun. I actually didn't play a second of its return last time, unfortunately. My issue is that I think it's really fun with a friend. Playing like on your own with a random person can still be incredibly frustrating, especially if you have mismatching comps and you're not really like working together on mic and comm. So that was my 2 cents on that. People have been talking about can they bring it to a custom game, and I think that's the best thing we could see from Riot for a while, because custom games are a little boring, and I think having up to like 8 people or so in a custom game all doing 2v2v2v2 would be really really cool and a lot of fun. And the Lee Sin update too is also a big deal. We haven't seen that, and Teemo I think has been cooking for a while, so yeah, let's have a look.
Hey folks, I'm Andre, also known
Turn
as
it up a bit.
And I'm Jeremy, aka Riot Brightman, and we're back with another dev update, with the real Andre this time.
That's me. Today is Tuesday, March 26th. So as usual, everything that happens after today won't be covered in this video.
Today we'll be joined by the modes team to talk a bit about Arena and an upcoming mode that we've teased a little bit about earlier this year.
Then we'll talk about the updated Champion Mastery system and Lee Sin's visual update.
Champion Mastery is a big deal too, because it's kind of in limbo. There's not really... You get to Mastery 7, and then it's just points. So I'm curious to what they're going to try.
Here's Eduardo and Selena to talk about modes.
Hey everyone, I'm Eduardo Cadmus Cortejoso, team lead for modes on League.
Hi, I'm Selena Chushu Trang Liu, the delivery lead on the modes team. First, we want to give you a little update on Arena.
In its most recent run, it was pretty successful, though we did see play hours decrease quite a bit over the course of its run. We're making some improvements this time to try to give it a little bit of extra variety and longevity, and giving it a longer run as a result to see how interest holds up over a longer period of time. Our goal with Arena is to be a great mode to play when you're looking to experiment with crazy build ideas, or you just love to react to more unpredictable situations. A mode for dreamers and the memers.
So, in order to do that, when Arena is back on PvE, you'll be seeing some changes that the team has been working on for a while. First, the lobby is going to increase to 16 players. We want each game of Arena to be a little different from the last, but still competitive. So increasing the amount of teams means that you shouldn't be able to see the same pairs of champions over and over again. One of the other changes the team has been working on is a substantial update to the item system. This version of Arena has a new, unique class of items, Prismatic.
Prismatic items are build defining in a way that should shape future build decisions during a match of Arena. For example, the Demon King's Crown increases your basic stats by a lot. But here's the fun part, it increases each round you win. But if you lose a round, you actually lose more than you gain, so make sure you become pretty unkillable. The way in which you also get items has been changed. You'll no longer only purchase items from the shop. Now you can actually gamble using anvils to purchase some items at a lower cost, just a little bit less reliably. We're still experimenting with Arena's next form. Our hope is that you'll tell us how this goes and how we can continue to grow Arena into something that you're really excited to be part of League moving forward. You can read a lot more about our goals for Arena and the changes in a dev blog coming out next week. All right, so now on to something we touched upon back in January.
Before they move on, Arena changes seem really interesting. 16 players is a lot, but if they want to basically double the amount of teams, so 8 teams, is a big deal and interesting nonetheless. It's a lot of players. Regardless, yeah, champ variety will definitely be there, assuming there are no like mirror like double picks. The other thing is prismatic items are very similar sounding to like mythics in a way, and the Demon's King thing, that's really good. Just like that's a super snowballing item. I feel like there are characters and comps with like really good early games that'll benefit off that so much if they can just build a lead by winning early, even if they fall off, and then just gaining a lead. Like they're just being able to win later because they have gained so much of a lead early. Because that's the thing with Arena. It felt like there were a lot of comps that struggled early, or like comps you just couldn't win early, but you could potentially win later. So I'm curious to how they lean back and forth on that, and how they'll maybe help the side that is gonna struggle early, like for sure. But we'll see. Basically, like econing and like TFT. This game was very similar to TFT, which is not a bad thing. And the anvil changes is actually really interesting, and probably adds a lot more variety to the games.
We told you all that we were cooking up another new game mode, and we wanted to tell you all a little bit more about it today. We mentioned that we were making something that would be a little different take on League's core gameplay, but a bit more chill comparing to Arena.
Yeah.
Well, after months of work, it's time to let you all know that we are currently working on our first Bullet Heaven Survivor PvE game mode.
In this mode, you'll be able to fight against hordes of enemies by yourself or with friends. So whether you're looking for a challenge or you just want to have some fun with friends, we want this to be something everyone can enjoy. I know a lot of us, myself included, have some pretty fond memories of previous PvE modes like Odyssey or Star Guardian, but this time we wanted to make something markedly different. And while we aren't quite ready to show you much yet, we can give you a little bit of an idea.
Oh man, I see. Yeah, okay. Shit ton of minions, some Neferi dogs. God, League coding is fucking weird, man. Oh, those are Milio like fireballs. Are the walls just Zeds? No. I think those are the walls. Like, those are like temporary walls, right? Because that's the thing with game development. You want to use temporary assets. You don't want to have to wait on making new assets to test things. So this is very, I'd imagine, a very temporary testing thing. Man.
An idea what this looks like early in development.
This doesn't tell us much. It's like, here's a first look. It exists, guys. Level 99 Riot Sirhayan. Taking 228 damage as Jinx holding a rocket. Fighting, like, I don't know, like 8 to 10 super minions. 12 Milio fireballs. And 12 Neferi dogs. Surrounded by a bajillion Zeds.
Oh, and did we mention it'll be coming out alongside our upcoming mid-year event this year?
Oh, so Star Guardian this
That's
summer.
it for modes for now.
Okay.
But we hope you'll enjoy the return of Arena, and we'll be back to share more news about our upcoming Bullet Heaven Survivor game mode in a future dev update.
Bullet Heaven. So is it like going to feature a lot of dodging? I kind of hope it's, well, they said it's marketably different. So that doesn't give us a lot to go on. Were I to pick which one I preferred, Odyssey was leagues better in my opinion. The augments you can make to your characters was really interesting. So you could have builds. Like, you could have a crazy Yasuo burst build. You could have, like, a damage over time Jinx build. You could collect people, like, a bunch of enemies with Malphite. There was a really crazy Ziggs build where you'd be spamming ultimates that spawn more ultimates. Yeah, it was interesting, for sure. Where the Star Guardian event was kind of, you just picked the comp and you'd be mad that no one picked Poppy. Like, yeah, there were objectives in it. You could fight enemies. There's a big boss. And then there was like a dash mechanic that would replace your summoner, where you do like an invincible like slide that made the mobility like a very interesting. Like, you needed to manage that, or else you're gonna be put in a sticky situation. But yeah.
Thanks for playing, and we'll see you all in Arena.
I'm gonna really anticipate
In January,
that.
we shared that we're updating the Champion Mastery system.
Right.
When we announced it, there was some feedback from you all regarding the changes. And one area of feedback was that it felt bad to grind for titles and then lose them the next split. And we agree. So we've made the champion-specific titles permanent.
We're also changing the way you gain mastery points. Currently, your mastery score is impacted by your team's performance overall.
Oh,
But
God,
with
I
this
didn't know
update,
that.
it'll only account for your own performance instead of factoring in your team's overall average. We're also changing how much wins and losses are weighed. So even if you lose your game, you'll still progress your champion mastery more than you would today.
So here's the thing with win-loss, because let's be crystal clear. Champion mastery score and whatnot should be performance. regardless of win or loss. Like, because win or loss is important for ranked, right? It's important what team wins, because you would still want to have that impact of, hey, my team won. There needs to be a line for a lot of competitive games where we're still rewarding players for losing. Because right now, no one likes, and that's not that you should like to lose, but you should be fine with it, right? There's like an invisible handshake for trying to enjoy competitive games to where you're fine with losses sometimes. You know? It can be a way to say I need to improve, but it should also just be like good sportsmanship, right? So, granted, no one, to my knowledge, not a lot of people really care about champion mastery, but the fact that it's essentially cosmetic enough to where it isn't problematic to still give a lot of points to losing teams is still good. So I really like that.
We're targeting to launch the system with the changes we just mentioned on patch 14.10 on May 15th.
Because you could still do well but lose. But wait, I missed what patch that was. What patch was that?
With the changes we just mentioned on patch 14.10 on
14.10. So we're like 14.7. So yeah, potentially 6 weeks away. Interesting.
May 15th.
May 15th.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's also been a bit since we talked about Lee Sin, so we wanted to give you a little update on how his visual overhaul is going. As one of our
I was
older
thinking about this
and
the
most
other
iconic
day.
champions, Lee Sin needed a
Yeah.
lot of work to meet our modern art and tech standards. As one of our
Looks a lot brighter. That's old Lee Sin? Because I won't lie, texture-wise, this actually looks still really good. This don't get me wrong, that looks way better. This still is like a pretty damn good model for how old it is. I think the biggest problem with Lee Sin is his rigging and like his animations, because they look pretty jank, and even like the hand texture I think is the worst part of it. Like this looks cool from this distance and this angle, right? So
older and
But
most
this is
iconic
good,
champions,
yeah.
Lee Sin needed a lot of
big thing is the
how his visual
hair
overhaul is
too.
going. As one of our
His hair got noticeably longer. Oh, because it's wrapped around his neck. Okay. No, it's not. Yeah, no, it looks good.
older and
I
most
hate this
iconic
champ, by the way,
champions,
but
Lee Sin needed a lot of
people
work to
like
meet our
him.
modern art and tech standards, while maintaining the feel that his mains have learned
This looks really nice. Yeah, that's a good update. Yeah.
and come to love over the years.
This includes things like rebuilding his model from the ground up, making his
Exactly.
appearance more consistent across all of his skins, adding new fluid animations and updated visual effects. And if you listen closely, you might even be able to hear quite a few new sound effects.
Because his
We also
voice
took
is
this
pretty
opportunity,
fine.
no you're not, to address some issues players have noted over the years. With a keen eye on improving gameplay clarity, we made some bigger changes to how his abilities look, and some skins like Storm Dragon Lee Sin, reducing the noisiness of his visual effects,
yeah.
and bring the skin's design more in line with his
Now that I mention it, it is a really noisy skin. I'm curious if they'll comment on the Muay Thai thing, because apparently there's some advantage to playing Muay Thai, which is really weird. Unless they fixed it, there's like an advantage to playing SKT1 Jervin as well.
base skin. If you want to learn more details about the process, check out the dev blog that's out now.
You can expect to see Lee Sin's visual update to be released with patch 14.9 on May 1st.
14.9 too.
We also have a small, maybe even tiny update on
Teemo.
Teemo. We're targeting his update to be ready later this year with patch
Okay.
14.20.
Alright, we wanted to give you a quick update on how we're handling ranked rewards now that we have 3 ranked splits per year. Similar to last year, we plan on having a unique Victoria skin per ranked split.
That's crazy,
And
by the way.
since the first split is ending in a few weeks, we wanted to let you know that Cogmore would be receiving the first
Ooh.
Victoria skin of the year.
Interesting
Then,
choice.
for split 2, the reward will be Victoria Sona.
Now, if you
Sona.
unlock the Victoria skins for all 3 splits, you will also receive a Victorious border for each of the skins at the end of the year that will display your highest rank across the year.
That's it for today.
So, I'll be real. I don't think there's been a single Victoria skin that's like, I play that character a lot. The closest has been like Graves since I've played. I think since ever too, even like before I've been playing, there hasn't been. It's just funny. And it's not like I don't play a lot of champs. I play a lot of champs.
As a reminder, please do check out the dev blogs to learn more about some of the things we discussed.
Also, before the next Dove update, the Empyrean-themed MSI event will have started in beautiful Chengdu, China. So make sure you tune in to see which team punches their ticket to Worlds and who earns an additional seed for their region. Also, Arena will have returned, so check that out with the changes
Okay,
the
in the
team
event.
mentioned earlier.
Before we wrap, I'd also like to say a few nice things to Jeremy here. Many thanks for all the work on League over the years. It has been greatly appreciated.
Yeah, no.
Hope you have a wonderful time on sabbatical, and really excited to see what you jump onto when you get back to Riot afterwards.
Thank you, Andre. Thank you, everyone. It's been an honor.
Bye, Bright
And
Moon.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you all.
Yeah, Bright Moon's a real one, honestly. Like, if we're talking, like, Riot employees that we've seen. Granted, I don't know him in person. Never have. But no, he's awesome, so. Curious. Yeah. Hope he does well. Overall, though, a pretty, like, substantial update. We've gotten a lot of good changes. A lot of things to expect, I think, is a big deal. At the beginning of last year, there was a really big issue. Just, hey, Riot's not really, like, doing anything. That's where they started these devlogs in the beginning. So they're really, really pushing for, hey, we need to make, like, changes and stuff to keep and excite players. And I don't know. I think I'm excited to play and even potentially bring back some players to play some of these new game modes, specifically the PvE one, because that's really promising. So, yeah, no, PvE coming back is big, and I'm probably going to see a Necrit video in my subscriptions. But, you know. Anyway, yeah, that's my thoughts on the new dev update. League of Legends, man. The patches have been pretty, like, kind of bland. So, curious, hoping they, like, shake those up a bit now, because that's the only thing they haven't really touched in here. And, yeah, we have Arena, then we have the Lee Sin update, then we have the new Star Guardian event. They didn't say it was Star Guardian, but, which is weird. They said Bullet Heaven or whatever. But that's coming out, that event, in the midsummer, so, yeah. A lot to look forward to the league.